When I woke up last Tuesday, I didn't feel anything unusual at first. Same cheap blinds, same weak sunlight leaking through them. It wasn't until I grabbed my phone off the nightstand that something felt wrong. The background had changed. It used to be my dog, a blurry photo of her mid-run, tongue out, fur catching the sun. But now it was a picture I'd never seen, a little girl sitting on a carousel horse. She had curly brown hair, dimples, a tiny missing front tooth. She was laughing like the world couldn't touch her. I stared at it for a solid minute before I noticed the file name underneath. My favorite memory read. It made my skin crawl. I don't have kids. I've never even been near a carousel in the past decade. I opened my gallery app. There were thousands of photos. At first I thought I'd been hacked. Maybe someone's family album had synced onto my phone. But when I started scrolling, my stomach turned to stone. Because I was in every photo. Me at a park, kneeling beside that same little girl. Me blowing out candles at a birthday I don't remember. Me cooking in a kitchen I've never seen before. Me holding her hand in a field of yellow flowers. Some had timestamps going back years. Years I don't remember living. In all of them I looked happy. Genuinely, effortlessly happy. And I was never alone. There was always that woman beside me. Long dark hair, kind smile. The same one that shows up when you realize you love your life without even trying. It felt like I was staring at proof of someone else's existence wearing my face. Then my phone buzzed. A new message popped up from a number I didn't know. "Daddy, can we go to the park again tomorrow?" I dropped the phone. Literally. It hit the floor so hard the case cracked. My chest was tight. I couldn't even process the word daddy. I called my best friend, Evan. Told him my phone had been hacked. He joked about AI deepfakes, about how real they can make stuff look now. But these photos weren't AI. They weren't composites. They were moments. Fleeting, imperfect moments, the kind you only capture accidentally. A crooked angle here, a smudge on the lens there. A thumb partially covering the corner. No algorithm could fake that kind of imperfection. And there was one detail that crushed any rational explanation. I was wearing my grandfather's watch in every photo. The one that had a cracked face and a faded engraving. The one sitting on my dresser right now. By the time the sun went down, I was shaking. I deleted everything. The entire gallery. Then I did a full factory reset, like burning a field to kill the roots. When it restarted, there were no apps, no photos, nothing. Except one file. The same photo of the carousel. The same little girl. Only now the title had changed. Don't delete her again. That night I barely slept. When I did drift off, I dreamed of that carousel spinning in slow motion. I could hear the music warping, dragging like a dying battery. And right before I woke up, the girl turned and whispered something I couldn't understand. The next morning, I wasn't in my apartment. The smell hit first, coffee and vanilla. Then I noticed the walls. The furniture. The framed photos. It was a home, but not mine. The kind of cozy house that looks lived in by someone who's figured life out. My phone buzzed on the nightstand. 7:02 a.m., breakfast with Lily. A soft knock at the door. Then a voice, small, familiar. "Daddy, are you awake?" I froze. My throat locked up. When I opened the door, she was standing there, the same girl from the photos. Her curls were real. Her eyes were alive. And she looked at me with pure excitement, like I was the best person in the world. "Mom made pancakes," she said, grabbing my hand. Her hand was warm. Real. I didn't even pull away. I followed her to the kitchen like I was sleepwalking. There she was, the woman from the photos. The same one whose smile I'd memorized against my will. She turned, saw me, and grinned. "Morning, sleepyhead." She kissed my cheek. "You look pale." "Bad dream." I nodded because it was the only thing I could do. My brain was buzzing with static. We sat at the table. The pancakes tasted perfect. Fluffy, buttery, just sweet enough. I didn't say a word. I couldn't. They laughed and talked about weekend plans, cartoons, grocery lists. It all felt rehearsed. At one point, the woman looked at me and said, "You've been quiet lately." "You sure you're okay?" I forced a smile. "Just tired." She reached across the table, squeezed my hand. "Don't disappear on us again, okay?" The words stabbed deeper than they should have. Disappeared, again, I excused myself, pretending I needed air. The front door led to a quiet suburban street. Kids on bikes. A man walking his dog. Sprinklers ticking in unison. But none of it matched any place I knew. I walked 3 blocks before realizing everyone I passed smiled and waved at me like they knew me. "Morning, Adam," one said. "See you at work, Adam," another added. My name isn't Adam. Or at least, I didn't think it was. I ducked into a corner store. The cashier froze when he saw me. "Forgot your daughter today?" "What?" He nodded toward the parking lot. "You usually come in with her." "The little one." "Cute kid." I left the store without answering. My hands were trembling so badly I could barely hold my phone. I opened the camera app. The front lens showed my reflection. Same face, but older. Faint gray at my temples. Fine lines near my eyes. Like I'd aged 5 years overnight. I didn't even think. I just started running. It took me half an hour to reach my real apartment building. The front door had the same crack in the glass, the same rust stains near the hinges. But when I went up to my floor, the number on my door was different. The nameplate didn't have my name. Still, I knocked. The door opened, and I came face to face with myself. He looked exactly like me, down to the scar on my eyebrow. But there were differences, too. His hair was shorter. His eyes were tired. We stared at each other in disbelief. He said, "Can I help you?" I tried to speak, but nothing came out. My gaze drifted to the phone in his hand. The lock screen. The carousel photo. The same little girl smiling. Only this time the caption read, "Our favorite place." He noticed where I was looking and frowned. "You know, Lily," the world rippled. Literally. Like a heat wave distorting the air. A metallic ringing filled my ears. My vision darkened around the edges. He reached for me, but I didn't feel his hand. The hallway folded inward like paper. And then nothing. When I woke up, I was back in my own bed. My room. My furniture. The clock said 3:17 a.m. For one blissful second, I thought it had been a nightmare. Then my phone buzzed. A new notification, one photo added to gallery. It was the carousel photo again. But this time the caption said, "Welcome home, Dad." I threw the phone across the room. It hit the wall and went black. That's when I heard it, a faint giggle from the hallway. A little girl's laugh. Soft, distant, and moving closer. My stomach dropped. I grabbed the baseball bat from under my bed and crept toward the sound. Every step felt like walking through glue. The door to the living room was half open. I pushed it slowly and stopped breathing. Someone had been there. Family photos lined my shelves. My shelves, all framed, all showing the same woman, the same girl and me. Every inch of the room was covered. And in the reflection of the TV screen, I saw her standing behind me. Hair messy, pajamas wrinkled, holding a small stuffed bear. She smiled. "Daddy," I turned, but she was gone. Now every night since then, my phone adds one new photo. Always of her. Sometimes she's drawing. Sometimes she's sleeping. Sometimes she's standing right behind me. I've stopped deleting them. Because the last time I tried, the caption under the next one said, "You can't delete your own daughter."